This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Welcome in. Good morning, everyone. Bring all your good vibes with you today because it is 2/25/25. We're talking all about that. Does it mean anything? People are saying it's a great manifestation portal day. I don't know what that means, but it feels good because it's like in the 40s and we're going to a high of almost 70 here in Nashville. So sun is out. We're excited. It's Kelly Sutton, Charlie Matos, Annie Nye, and Jeff Roberts all inside the Simply Superior studio here at the Acuff House on the Opry Plaza. And let me tell you, we've got a lot of stuff to get to. Not only 2/25/25 and how you actually make the most of that. Not that we really know, but we're reading a lot on the internet. We're getting schooled. Also, state food for Tennessee. Do we have one? The answer is yes.
We have a state food.
But it's not what you think.
It's not the Google cluster?
Look, it's not, but it should be.
See?
I have never had this food. I have lived here for 24 years, and I've never had this food.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
now I'm intrigued because I honestly don't know what it is. Okay.
We'll talk all about that coming up.
Right.
Also, unreleased Morgan Wallen song that we got a clip of that is really, really special. Maddie and Tay have an album on the way for us. And if you're a Yankees fan, and I do have a lot of those in my life, there's a ban that they've had for years and years that it has just been lifted. So it's all good news for Jamie Johnson and Santa Claus. That's all I can say. There's a lot coming, guys. It's going to be a fun morning. Also, 8:15, we got Sierra Hull, who will be here with us in studio. A new album on the way for her on March the 7th. And we're going to rewind to the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. Terry Clark.
Yeah, channeling both Linda Ronstadt and the guy who wrote it, Warren Zevon, with Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me.
Warren Zevon wrote that?
Oh, he had the first big hit on it. He wrote,
See,
yeah.
I did not
I
know
never
that.
thought it was a girl's song after hearing Warren, and then I guess it can be.
Terry Clark said, really?
So did Linda. They both had big hits on it. Take that.
We're going to start with a little hole in the bottle. Mine's coffee this morning, not wine. Here's Kelsey Ballerini on WSM.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Welcome in, Coffee Country and Cody, inside our Simply Superior studio at the Acuff House on the Opry Plaza. Good morning to you. Lots of sun streaming through the windows. It feels like we've turned the corner. I don't know if we have. I don't really know if we are in spring just yet or if it's the spring of deception. But it sure feels like we've turned the corner. So I'm happy about that. Okay, well, you know you've made it when you are a clue on Jeopardy. That's what happened for Scotty McCreery. How cool. I love it. It was a $1,000 clue in a category called country music. This was a Scotty McCreery country mega hit, puts together a cuss word and the last name of a singer, George, for this title. So if you know this one.
What is Damn Straight?
Good job.
Thank
you. Very nice. $1,000 to Charlie Matos.
Thank you.
How cool is that? He shared it on his Instagram stories, and he's like, pretty cool. I made it onto Jeopardy. And so did George Strait, by the way.
Take wrestling for 200, please.
Darius Rucker, or Damn Straight went to his fifth number one. You just caught me off guard. Damn Straight became his fifth number one. That was in July of 2022. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Good morning, by the way, to Darius Rucker, who has a new radio show on Absolute Country in the UK. I haven't had a chance to hear it. You can't hear it because I'm in the UK. But yeah,
who else has a show there?
I have a show. We're workmates now. We're like coworkers. I'm gonna have to send a little something and be like, hey, you didn't have to move to London to get hired because they hired me.
So you are on 7 to 10 Monday through Friday.
7 to 10 Monday through Friday here.
Yes.
I am on 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. their time, Monday through Thursday, with a repeat best of show on Sunday.
Okay, so 1 o'clock our time.
Yes. But
No,
you can't hear it.
yes, 1 o'clock our
that's
time.
right.
Okay.
You still can't hear it because of the way that it's all set up. But hopefully I'll get some clips. I'll share some clips.
I'll find a way.
Yeah, it's fun. It's very
Yes.
fun. I really, really enjoy it. And there are certain things that they say that I'm like picking up on now. They don't say, like we say we're on the air
Right.
7 to 10.
Yes.
They say from 7.
Yes.
or from 8?
I listen to a lot of stuff from the UK.
You do?
I listen to the BBC a lot.
Okay.
They have a show. They have a show called 5 Live Drive, which is their afternoon drive show that starts about 10 o'clock our time. So I listen a lot of times on my way home.
Okay.
Talk Sport is their ESPN of radio, and I
Okay.
listen to Talk Sport a lot. So yeah, I know
the
my UK stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. All right, it's the end of the era for the Yankees. They can now have a beard. I can't believe that this has been a ban for the Yankees for this long. Of course, I don't really follow sports, so I didn't
And long
know.
hair too. That was the other big thing, right?
Now, they haven't really said much about the long hair situation. I think that's kind of implied with this, but
Okay.
it was something that was instituted in 1976 by George Steinbrenner, and now they're like, okay, we can allow facial hair, but just don't go full Duck Dynasty were the words.
They had a reliever by the name of Sparky Lyle, and he had a big Fu Manchu kind of mustache. And I wonder if he was the one that sparked the ban, because that would have been like mid-'70s.
Could have been. Yeah. So it's funny because I think one of the top guys that just got signed there shaved his face so that he could play for the Yankees. And he said, they asked him in a press conference, you're going to bring it back? And he's like, I mean, yeah, but it was really cool that I could shave my face to become part of a tradition.
There you go.
So we'll see. We'll see which Yankees start to grow out their beard the fastest. Okay. Tennessee state food. What is it? It's hot slaw. Have you had hot slaw?
No.
Me neither. Apparently, this is it. It's an official state food. It's a dish that got approved last year. It's like slaw with a mustard base and vinegar. So think of like a mustardy vinegar sauce mixed in with the slaw.
Well, I like slaw, but that doesn't sound appealing to me.
I've never had that.
No.
I don't know how that could be the state food.
Well, our big local news story today was they want a petition to add hot chicken as another official
that
state
makes
food.
a lot more sense.
I don't get the hot chicken.
I don't love it.
No.
State animal, the raccoon.
Yeah, because that's the Tennessee Titans mascot is T-Rack. I asked that one day. Why on earth do we have a raccoon?
State fruit.
I don't know.
The tomato.
We're just being smart with that. Okay.
Can you even? So
I can.
it's a fruit, it's a vegetable, it's all the things. The great uniter, not the divider, the tomato. We have more coming on the way here on Coffee Country and Cody.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
Welcome in. We love it when we get a guest in the studio, and he is celebrating 25 years of a monster hit. It's like, where did the time go? 25 years went by so fast. Joe D. Messina, that hit written by our friend Phil Vassar, who's in studio with us. Good morning.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
We're so good. How are
I
you?
like the new digs. This is cool.
Ew.
Very cool.
Last time you saw us, we were over in the hotel.
That's right.
A little bit harder to get to over there. A little bit more fun over here.
It's so big, man. It's like you got to, drop crumbs just to, get your way back to the studio. But it's cool. I like this.
Yeah, we're happy that
I never
you
knew
came.
this was here.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
I
it's
mean,
really good.
honestly, I didn't notice it either. It's right across from the Opry entrance. Like, if you stand at the entrance and turn around, you see it, but it also weirdly blends so easily. That it's like a camouflage. But yeah, this was Mr. Roy's house.
It's very cool.
I'm so glad you got to come. So 25 years of paradise. I looked at this and I'm like, wow, has it been that long? Just Another Day in Paradise going number 1 25 years ago?
Yeah, I think give or take a couple of weeks.
Of months?
It's just I was talking earlier, it's a blur, the whole thing, because, you look back, I was writing all these songs and I had a bar, I had a restaurant, all that stuff going on. This has been, 30 years ago, whatever, before that was kind of the thing, And, but I couldn't get a record deal. Nobody would, it was like, man, piano players, man, I don't get it. I'm like, whatever. So I got kind of frustrated and I went ahead and opened my own bar. And
What was the name of it?
it was the Hard Days Nightclub. That was the name of it.
The Hard Days Nightclub.
Because I was always I grew up a big Beatles fan, and I thought it would be cool. And boy, it was I had a following. I'd played around Nashville and, drug my piano around town, and people, they just started coming to see me play, and so I I got sick of these club owners, you know, it was so like, what a bunch of, you know, bozos you have to deal with. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do my own thing. So it was a smart decision at that point.
What year did you move to town?
85.
Okay.
85, yeah.
And did you come with just the, like, I'm going to do music, I'm going to do it anyway, whether it's writing, singing, artist, songwriter, all of the above?
I was okay as a writer. I wasn't good yet, but I was getting there, you know. I think I had the potential to be good. But I mean, back then, we were just talking about it. I mean, I met so many folks, so many of the writers, you know, and, you know, Conway Twitty, you know, those guys. I mean, those guys loved writers because they didn't write songs, you know, but I'll tell you what, they were good at choosing songs. So, I mean, it was kind of a cool deal. And so I opened up a bar, and then a bunch of the guys started, Jody or whoever would come into my bar, and I'm singing I'm All Right, and everybody's singing along, and you know, it just, it was kind of weird. It took me so long to get a deal, but so I finally said, I'm just going to give my songs away. Just you guys start cutting. Alan Jackson, Tim McGraw, and Jody, and Colin Ray was, you know, the big rodeo, you know, Little Red Rodeo was my first big hit, and then it all happened from there. And then those guys would come in and sing with me, or Craig Wiseman would come in and play drums, you know. And it was such a fun time.
That's amazing.
It's an interesting dynamic too, that once somebody records something and it's a big hit, you're suddenly a much better writer than you were the day before.
That's exactly right.
You know, Jimmy C. Newman tells the best story. He back in the day, I remember him in studio. He said, I used to walk up and down Music Row to tell people what a great songwriter Tom T. Hall was, and then he wrote Harper Valley PTA, and they'd tell me what a great songwriter Tom T. Hall was. So Phil Vassar suddenly became a great songwriter.
It's the truth. But, you know, everybody hated the record guys or the publishers. I couldn't get a publishing deal.
Really?
They hated my songs. They hated I'm All Right. They hated Bye Bye. They hated all of it.
Really?
They didn't hate Paradise. That was the one song that the first time I ever played it for everybody, they went, that's a hit. So.
Okay. And it went to number one. Tell us the backstory about the song. Like, what was going on when you wrote it? Where did it all come from?
Well, I lived in Green Hills at that time, and Craig and I, you know, of course, have been friends since I first moved to town, since the 80s, really, seriously. And, but he got a deal, and he was doing well, and Jeffrey Steele and some of those guys. And but the cool thing was, it was back then, it was just real loose and fun, and before everything went corporate. Nashville became such a, you know, corporate buildings, and you had to check, you know, you had security at the front desk. I mean, what is this? Make us steal a song? I mean, it was the weirdest time, but it just kind of blew up so fast, and you know, I just was writing with those guys, Craig and Charlie Black, who I miss very much, and Rory Burke, and some of these guys that took me under the wing, sort of, you know, because you know, I was a piano player, and you know, I couldn't, like I said, nobody liked my stuff until
this one,
until it was a hit. You know, and then once you know, Colin cut Little Red Rodeo, and it was just a, you know, big hit, and then of course Jody cutting I'm All Right, Bye Bye, and 30 Years, and for a little while, all that stuff for Tim McGraw. I mean, all that stuff that ended up just being monster hits. But
you know, the crazy thing is, I was thinking, and it's so funny that you said nobody liked the songs then, because 25, 30 years later, they all still sound great.
They do.
Like, they're not dated in the least. That's the beauty of those songs.
Still relate to all of it. Yeah. We're going to play Just Another Day in Paradise right now. 25 years ago, this one went to number one. They may have hated some of the other stuff. I doubt that. I think maybe they just were not onto it yet. More with Phil Vassar here in the studio with us on Coffee, Country, and Cody.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
We're inside our studio talking to Phil Vassar, reminiscing on 25 years of Paradise. Just Another Day in Paradise, going number one 25 years ago, which you even said went by like that, just a flash.
It's a different time now. I mean, of course, everything is streaming and this and that. I mean, back then you had to, everything was a CD or
Right.
an album, and it was just, it was a heyday really for of course, being a writer and having all those records sold. On 100 million records. I mean, you think of all these Garth and Alan Jackson and McGraw and all these people selling all these records, and man, it's just it's a different time.
It really is.
But I guess things do change
Yeah.
eventually.
I mean, I was just looking at
What's your lighter?
let's see, 10 number one hits, 27 top 40 songs, 9 recorded albums, 2 ASCAP Country Songwriter of the Year honors, 1999 and 2001, ACM Top New Male Vocalist. Just a whole lot has happened in that time frame, man.
I said, what?
Is there one thing that you remember when it happened, you went, I've made it? Like this in my head was the Mount Everest and I have achieved it.
You know what? I'm telling you, it's a blur. It really is. I mean, there's some things I can distinctly remember, and especially because I was a big Alan fan. Alan Jackson, one of my heroes, writers, and of course we were label mates, and I did a bunch of shows with him, and I remember when I was Best New Artist or whatever, Alan was in the front, man. He was standing up, and I'm looking at all these guys, and I'm like, what the heck am I doing here, right? it just seemed like it just happened. Of course, it didn't happen overnight. It took decades, it seems. But, I think the validation as a songwriter meant a lot to me. I think it just having the respect of the producers and a lot of those guys just... because a lot of artists don't write songs. A lot of them didn't. But Alan and it was always one of the guys I just really, really looked up to. And Travis Tritt did a lot of his songs too. But it was getting to go out with Chesney, and Kenny took me out with him, and McGraw took me out with him, and it was a real blessing, man, to get to do that kind of stuff. You look back and you go, wow, and it was just a, even though it's a blur, sometimes out of the haze, something will peek its head, and I was, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. We've been talking a lot about the American Red Cross and the American Heart Association in particular this month, because it is Heart Month.
That's right.
And you must have a whole new appreciation for the things in your life after having a big event. Was it 2023? Yeah,
I mean, it was February 4th. So it's been 2 years almost, but it's been a little over 2 years now. But, the year before and the couple of years before, it's all hazy. I don't remember a lot of it. But I wasn't feeling well, and I didn't really understand why, because I worked out all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing you. You looked great. You were, working out a lot.
Apparently, that doesn't matter. Apparently, that's what my doctor told me. But he, I just, of course, if I wouldn't have been with, Carrie, she's the one that did CPR on me, and so that was.
Did you have was it a major heart attack?
Oh yeah, the heart stopped immediately. It was just
wow.
Yeah, cardiac arrest.
Complete cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
You were home?
I was at her house.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was. It's a good thing, I guess, because Williamson County life-saving crew came and got me, and I don't know if they'd have been able to get through my gate at my house.
Oh.
So it probably worked out. It's just it's a blessing. It all worked out the right way, because otherwise I wouldn't be here. So, but it was a.
That's scary.
It was something.
Yeah.
You really don't expect that, because you're thinking, man, I kept working out, thinking I'm going to get through this. And Jeff my tour manager, he'd have to get me up out of bed to go on stage. He's like, man, he said, you're working out too hard or something, man. I'm tired. I'm just so tired. And it was something.
Oh, man.
But I feel great now.
I remember I saw you, we were doing this stage right before the Music City Grand Prix, and it was the first time that I had seen you.
That was the first time I'd come back.
And I said, what have you been up to? And you were like, well, let me tell you, this is what happened.
That was my first show back, yeah.
Being back now, how is it different for you? Because you have some major life event like that. How does everything look different?
Well, I think it does. I think it's I'm definitely calmer, and you can attest to that. I mean, for sure. I was so wired, and I didn't know. I never did drugs in my life. Everybody thought, man, these guys are like a cokehead or something. I'm like, no way. Never did, and I drank a lot of coffee at that point, but it was just, I tried to eat right and train and work out, and I was going to get through it. But it's genetics. You can't beat it. It's I was gonna have a heart attack because my arteries were clogged. Clogged.
Wow.
So,
but you're good now.
But I'm great now. I feel wonderful.
Awesome. I'm so glad.
For all the shows you've done in your life, was that first time back? Were there some nerves?
Well, you know what? Because you get so used to going out on stage, and I remember going out with Tim and Faith, and I was a piano on that stage by myself. That's how I would open the show. That's all I did, and I didn't think anything of it. But now it's a little bit, it's kind of come back now. I've gotten over all that, the jitters a little, But when I first came out, I think, I was a little nervous.
So we mentioned this earlier. It's been a while since you played the Opry.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Michael Trotter from the Warren Treaty, and he said, I just feel robbed a little bit of the Opry experience because I play piano. So I'm always either on the piano or I've got my big old keyboard, and I'm never in the circle. Have you performed in the circle, or is it the same for you? You're always at the piano. You're always behind a keyboard.
They always bring the piano out to the center.
To the circle. Okay, good.
So, it's been great. I love playing. We haven't done it in a while, so it's time to do that again.
Yeah.
But it was, I took a couple years off the hard way. But I do feel so much better, and I'm glad to be playing again. I'm just very, blessed I'm alive, and happy. I'm happy, and it takes a lot to get to that point, because when you're just fighting the fight, and you're writing songs and recording songs, doing videos, doing this and that, doing radio tours, it was hell.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work, and but we did it.
Phil's a host too. He has sat in with us a couple of times as a guest host when Bill has been on vacation, but also one of our colleagues at Circle with a couple of seasons of Songs from the Cellar. What was it like to be the one asking the questions?
You know what? It was one of the funnest things I've ever done. It was a great experience. Ended up, I used to do it from my wine cellar at the old house, and it was. You try to get Trace Adkins in there with a big hat on. And Old Dominion, I've had, Brothers Osborne. Jody did it, Vince Gill. Who else? We had so many great guests.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Tommy Shaw from Styx, who's my neighbor. And I think that's why I kind of did the barn thing. I said, I'm going to do it a little bit bigger, because it's so packed up in that little space,
Sure.
But it was a fun deal. And
we're going on vacation in a couple weeks, so we're just going to give you a call if that's all right.
Okay.
Both of us might be gone, so we'll just we'll tap you in.
Okay, great.
You're headed up to the Mint in Franklin, Kentucky. That's coming up March 15th, the 29th. You're going to be you're going to be in Minnesota, actually, going north, and then Milwaukee in June. All of that's available at philvassar.com.
It's going to be fun.
And we're going to close with, I think, the only #1 song with the word vestibule in it.
Love is a beautiful thing.
The vestibule.
Thank you, Phil. Thanks for coming in.
Thank y'all for having me. It's good to see you. Love it here. Like it.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSM.
Good morning. Welcome in. We are in the Simply Superior studio at the A-Cuff House on the Opry Plaza. Lots of things to get to in entertainment headlines. I want to make sure you guys are up to date. If you're going in somewhere, you can just spew some of these facts and you look like, wow, you really know your stuff. You are the king of the hill when it comes to country music. That's my whole job, is to get you prepared for the day. So first up, Morgan Wallen has a little song that he's teasing. He hasn't officially put it out yet. It is a song called Superman, and this is one that he said that he wrote for his 4-year-old son, Indy. He also said it has taken him a really long time to write something for his son because he wanted to make sure that it was just perfect, the perfect sentiment for his little boy. He said, you know what? I've been trying to write this for a long time, but none of these songs ever felt good enough because of how perfect I want something like this to be. The lyrics basically say, one day you're going to see my mugshot from a night when I got a little too drunk. I think now all of the things, when you have a kid, you're looking at that kid going, oh, you're going to find out all the things that I've done.
Everything's Googleable, right?
Everything is Googleable. That's right. Is that a word?
Yeah,
it is now.
absolutely.
But yeah, it's just a very, very sweet song. Not sure when he's going to put it out. He shared just a clip of it. Again, it's Superman and very, very sweet sentiment.
Has Reese Googled you?
I don't think so.
Jackson has.
Oh, he has?
Oh, yeah. Well, me, not you.
Okay.
Yeah, he
You know, that's very funny. I don't think so. I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, she's so uninterested in anything that I'm doing right now that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm not cool. We're not cool. I mean, maybe one day we
He
will
critiques. Daddy, your reels, they don't get enough views.
Be. No, he does not. Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You need to be like Mr. Beast and get like 5 billion views.
Mr. Beast gives away money. So
Yeah. Have you
that's
seen the Beast games?
No.
Oh, it's like Squid Games, but with Mr. Beast.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So don't know when it's going to be coming out, but you heard it here first. Okay, Maddie and Tay, Love and Light. It's all happening. Love the title of this. It is so perfect for them. This will be their 4th studio album. It's on the way, and it will come out on May the 2nd. They've been on the road. They've been having babies, so they've been really, really busy. But they have been working on new music. It's so cute. Maddie and Tay, Kissing Cowboys. By the way, yesterday, I was taping something with a bunch of cowboys that were downtown. I can't wait to tell you more about it. It's going to come out next week. But professional cowboys, like the real deal.
Really? It was like the rodeo in town? Or?
Not yet.
Okay.
But there is something that is coming.
Okay.
And I'm helping promote it. It's going to be coming at the end of May. But y'all, Annie, standing on the corner of Broadway with a bunch of cowboys, like the real deal, the buckles, the hats, and women were losing their minds. They were driving by slowly. They were looking out the window. People were catcalling. I was like, boys, you are very popular right now. The cowboys love being on Broadway. Middle of the day, like
That
2
is so
o'clock.
fun.
And it was, yeah, they were.
That's why the ladies come to Nashville.
I'm just saying.
Dare I say, you could say boots with the spurs
Oh, boots with the spurs
instead of boots with the fur.
We're going to have to do a remake now. It's not apple bottom jeans anymore.
No, it's
Wide flare jeans.
boot cut jeans.
Cut jeans.
You can't say boot cut jeans, boots with the
Okay,
spurs.
we're gonna have to workshop it. We need some more time on that, but we'll get that coming to you. All right, this is a fun one. Yankees now have reversed something that they started in 1976. So apparently back then, George Steinbrenner was like, "Hey, I want my boys to be clean cut, clean shaven. Don't come in here looking like a ragamuffin. Short, tight cuts for hair, no facial hair." He has since reversed his thought. He's now saying, okay, we will allow some facial hair. And the players are, I think, kind of a mix. One of the players said, that was part of it. Like, I gladly shaved my beard when I knew I was going to be a part of the Yankees organization because that's the tradition. Don't know what they're going to do with hair. The line was, you can have facial hair, but don't go full Duck Dynasty. So the guys from Duck Dynasty were like, really? They did respond.
Okay.
Which I thought was pretty funny.
My brain defaulted Jamie Johnson, but it's very similar.
The headline was, great, now Santa Claus can play for the Yankees.
Oh, well.
But he can't. He's Duck Dynasty,
He
dare I
is.
say?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
It's
so-
not neat. It's not kept.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Also, what's the point?
I don't
What
know.
are they gonna? What is
Just
it gonna?
the image, I guess.
I don't know. I'm a big tradition girl, so I think if that's the tradition, then you keep it.
I mean, they did look very nice, like
Yeah.
handsome boys in their little Yankee
Derek
uniforms.
Jeter doesn't need a beard.
Well,
True.
and the one thing I can say for them, whether you like them or not, they still look like they looked when Babe Ruth played. I mean, they
Which
haven't
that's
messed
cool.
up the uniforms, and everybody messes up their uniforms. And the Yankees are still very pinstripes at home. That gray that we showed with the black, it's just that's the look, and it hasn't changed.
That's true. That is true. There's something about tradition. We'll see who's going to be the first one to grow out their beard. Somebody will do it.
Yeah.
So
At least
we'll
you don't
work on
feel compelled to shave every day if you don't want to.
There you go.
I'll give you that much.
it. Okay, we mentioned this at the top of the show, but we had to have a roundtable discussion. Today
right.
is 02-25-25, which
Right.
means, according to many, it is a very strong portal for manifesting. So if you believe in that type of thing, that you could say things out loud and you can make things happen, today, because of the numerology, is a very big day for manifesting. So Charles,
Yes.
what are you going to manifest today?
I'm going to manifest what I started manifesting back on January 1st and have failed miserably because
Oh.
I've been on about 2 months of eating healthier and exercising more. And in that time, I've gained 3 pounds. So today is day 1 of the reboot of that. So this is sort of a re-manifestation, if you will.
I like that.
Yes.
And we're manifesting.
And I'm definitely manifesting a nap about 1:30 this afternoon as well, which will rejuvenate me and my soul for the rest of the day.
for your soul. All right, Annie, what are you manifesting?
I feel like Charlie's was more of a goal.
that is a goal.
We're not a
is that
manifest.
different?
Like I want to manifest.
Right.
Just today, or what am I going to start manifesting?
What are you going to
today?
start manifesting today on this open portal?
Just greater success in. I should probably be more organized.
like
So
that.
maybe just something to bring me into a more organized state of mind. Maybe a calmness. I'll manifest good growing up.
Okay.
Maybe I've recently lost a lot of my personal items.
It's overrated. Don't grow up. That's fine. I'm going to manifest that we are going to have a very big guest come in that surprises everyone. How's that?
Okay.
In the next-
Okay, it feels like
next
Kelly knows
few
something.
months, we're going to have a big old guest that's going to come on our show, and we are going to be so excited about it. And I'm going to manifest that we're saying goodbye because it's time to
say goodbye.
sign off, everybody.
Time to say goodbye.
Tune in
Coffee,
tomorrow.
Country and Cody.
Cody Canada will be here giving us a little preview of what's coming from Cross Canadian Ragweed. And we're also going to have Larkin Poe. Have a great day. Bye.